Hey everybody, this is Lewis from Mobile Level Web Dev, and today we are going to do the 2020 update version of the best WordPress theme ever. In my opinion, it is Salient still, and I still use it, and I've been using it for the past 5 years. My previous video, which got 10,000 views on my original channel, which is now just a lo-fi channel. So if you like lo-fi music, then maybe you want to check out some of that, while you're working on programming. I'm definitely gearing this video towards other freelancers that are, if you're actively doing a project or actively building a project, this video is going to really help you understand Salient, all the different elements of it, a look inside of it, how to use a demo theme, how to build a page. And I'm also going to be providing an actual spit draft. That's one thing that people were asking about last time. So I'm going to actually provide a spit draft for you, like a default spit draft. And I'll talk more about what that is in a little bit. And I decided to upgrade the video a little bit, better audio, better video. I thought it would just be nicer to watch. Soon we're going to dive into the actual, just a computer, so you don't have to see my face or anything like that. So I hope you're doing well. If you're coming here from watching my previous video, thank you so much for watching that. It got a lot of, I was very surprised at how much it got, how many views it got, around 10,000. So thank you again. And I want to provide some more value to you. There's been a lot of updates in Salient in the interim, and I want to go through it all. And if you haven't purchased yet, then maybe this will help you understand if you need to and if it's a fit for you, because I think that's really important. So instead of buying freemium themes or using freemium themes and just buying them and just being all over the place, this will probably help you decide between them. Also, which is really cool and something I didn't talk about, after I released the video, Salient himself watched it, and I have a little comment, and I'll talk about it later. I think it's really, really cool that he actually commented, and he spoke about it. He watched most of the video. I'll talk about that in the end. And so let's go ahead and get started. Let's jump inside and the first demo, because there's also some new demos. There's some new installation stuff. There's some new stuff that you need to know about. So let's go ahead and get started with this 2020 update. Okay, so we are inside a fresh install of WordPress that we are going to put Salient on real quick, because I wanted to show you guys the process of how to install the demo from Salient, looking inside the theme, why I love the theme, and build a great landing page with a conversion formula that you can apply to all of your pages, and kind of giving you a cohesive system while using Salient throughout the entire process, to show you that it's not just the theme. It's not just, there's a lot behind the theme, and that you can use in conjunction with the theme, the best way to work with the theme that kind of supercharges the power of the theme and takes advantage of its power. And the brain behind it, which is Themenectar. So let's go ahead and get started. Make sure you have your Salient folder downloaded in a zip file. Then we go to themes, and then we go to upload theme, choose file now, click Salient zip folder, open, install now. Per Envato's new guidelines, Salient actually had to separate all of these out, all of the different elements of his theme. Now, not all authors do this, but what Themenectar chose to do, who's the author of Salient, he chose to, instead of, this is partly why I love Themenectar, is because he took this opportunity of where most people would have saw it as a huge inconvenience, especially if you're a builder of these themes. He actually took it as an opportunity to make the entire theme dramatically better. And he made it far more lightweight than it used to be, which is a huge version. This is back in the earlier versions, but but still, this is still fantastic because he took the opportunity to actually make the whole thing much better, which is really cool. So you click on begin installing plugins right here, and then you click on install and apply. Okay, great. Now that we have it installed, scroll down and click on return to required plugins installer. Then click on this icon here and go ahead and activate everything. You don't have to actually activate everything, but I would do so unless you know exactly what you're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the demo importer because we are going to import this freelance demo. And I'm also going to show you how to build pages, build a page with a landing page conversion formula. Now let's go to, so we went to the demo importer, which is right here under Salient's theme options. And then you click on import demo. And I would go through and go ahead and click all these things because it will change your site globally to the freelance portfolio style. Okay, now that the theme is uploaded, let's go ahead and take a look. I'm sorry, the demo. Okay, so when this happens, all you do is go back, and you probably already know what you need to do, but some people may not if they're just starting out. Click on reading. You need to change the home page to freelance portfolio home. Now if you go back, and there it is. There is your demo page filled out for you. Okay. So I wanted to show, and then of course we can, the new great thing with Salient is you can edit in the front end with WP Bakery Page Builder. And it is looking pretty fantastic. I mean, you can do a lot of different things. I mean, you could do everything in here. And this, to me, kind of puts it up with Elementor and all the front-end themes because that has been a hot trend recently to be able to edit everything in the front end. And that's another reason why I love Salient, is because he's evolving with the times and also pushing it forward at the same time. So let's go ahead and look at the spit draft, and I'll explain what that is in just a second. And then we can go ahead and build a page. I'm going to use 3 elements here. I'm going to use the spit draft. Then I'm going to use the this really cool sales and copywriting formula. And copywriting, of course, is the text of the website. And I wrote this awesome article based off of Dan Locke, which he also, I'm sure, is based off of some great copywriters in the past. But this is what I think is a great formula to use. I'll link this below. And on almost every page, if you want to, check over and audit your own landing page and also build it and remember what you need to do. So this is a great formula. And it also kind of follows the PAS formula, the problem agitation solution. So why am I showing you this now? Because this goes hand in hand. Understanding this and writing the messaging, you want to do that as much as possible before you ever really start building out the site, building out the elements itself. Of course, what you can also do is you can understand what the elements are here for the demo, and then you can write your own landing page per what the elements are. And if you're in a hurry, and of course, the great thing is that Salient understands copy, understands structures and elements. So this one page, this demo, could probably do pretty well if you swapped out the information for it itself. But in terms of building your own pages with it and not using a demo, which is what you'll obviously have to do if you want to grow on the website itself or do it for others is have some type of system. And here is a template, because I know that a lot of people were asking about my spit draft last time for my last video. So I wanted to provide a whole template with my own information regarding web design for a landing page that I built that I've used successfully. I really wanted this to be as high value as possible, and I can't imagine any other way, but I'm literally going to just give you all this, and I hope it helps you. This is the entire skeleton of it, of the spit draft, and this is how I used it to build one of my landing pages. So the first thing you do is that after you fill this out entirely, so like here we have headline, opening, credentials, why I should listen to, offer, bullets, testimonials, value justification, risk reversal, call to action. This will, if you don't understand all of these, it will make more sense in the blog that I sent. Basically, this is just a breakdown of all the different elements of just a successful landing page. So let's go ahead and start with a headline. And usually with headlines, we want to use a hero, right? And build the page out of this. I'm not going to build the entire page with all this content in it, but I'll kind of show you a little bit of the process. And of course, we go back and forth between looking at what we need to do. Because like I said in my previous video, it is not... the most important thing is how you position your brand, your offer, and how well you understand your audience. So the design is important. It is very important, but it's all a part of, it all directly aligns with how well you know all of those things. Because if you design this for just the wrong audience, then the design is going to be bad, the messaging is going to be bad, the offer is going to be bad. So that's why it's important to do as much research as you can before, understand your audience as much as you can before, research, and write the messaging, because let me tell you, it is dramatically easier once you actually do. So, and if you want other things to give you inspiration, then look at Salient's demos, and then look at the different elements that he has here. So we know that we need a hero. And let's look at some really cool hero elements. Okay, and what do we want to say here? Let's just say how to start getting results from your website. Something like that. We'll need a hero that does something cool like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and go with the creative header with shape divider. Okay. And we need something of an opening to kind of harvest all this text. So we'll kind of need something that's going to give us a bit more space. Oops. Oh, also the My Templates tool is fantastic, because once you're actually done with something, I'll show you in a little bit of how, like, after you create it, after you create it exactly how you like it, you can create your own template that you can replace and repurpose in different areas of the site and on different pages. So that's really cool. And usually for things like that have more text, see, this isn't bad right there. That's great. And that's also part of the freelance portfolio. You could do something like that, but that's already used in the freelance portfolio. So something like that, that looks beautiful. Sometimes I could just go through all and just do a quick skim. I would say that we probably need something like the about, because the about usually has more text. It usually is more text heavy, right? So let's say, yeah. I like this a lot. I'm going to hurry up here because I don't want this video to take too long for you guys. I'm just trying to give you an example. Let's do that. And I'm literally doing this all on the fly. So I'm just, because I want to show you how great this can look in terms of speed and in terms of adaptivity, especially when you have all this done already. Why should I listen to you? So it needs to harvest this information. with that. Okay, let's go to Salient Templates again. See, why should I listen to? So a bit more text. Let's go back to the about. The about usually has the blocks with the most text in it. See, let's see, why should I listen to that? Seemed to have a lot of copy. I do like this because I love how clean it looks, and for the large amount of copy that we have, right? So we can do something like that. Okay. And let's just do a couple more. Let's do a couple more elements. Let's do offers and bullets. And I feel like there's something really cool. We, of course, need a testimonial. There we go. We'll do this one. And then I think I have the rest in my mind. So, and that's the other great thing about, if you look through this and you can be like, oh yeah, don't want to forget this. I'm going to use this in a second. That kind of thing. Okay, let's go to CTA. And CTA stands for call to action. If you don't already know, you probably do, but you never know. These always look amazing, so I'll just go ahead and do that one. And then last one, we'll grab a testimonial and we'll call it a day. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, there we go. And we want this baby right there above it. Gotta be above it. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our page. We'll publish it. We will publish it, and so far it's looking really good. It's looking really good. Let's see this. We publish this, update all, successfully updated, and then click the X button. And then we'll view our page that we made super fast. And I love this. I think it looks really awesome, especially for a page that we did in just a few minutes. And then we're going to copy and paste all that content in there, reformat it and fix it. But that is where the job of a web designer lies, more of that. And of course, if there was one thing about Salient to know, or that I had to gripe on, is that you do need to work on the mobile responsiveness. And that is just a part of the game. And that's a part of the game with nearly no matter what, every theme. Some themes are better at it than others. Salient does a pretty damn good job, but there's still some stuff that you're going to have to work on. Okay, so let's go through a few of the Salient options. So last time we talked about things like the accent colors, which of course haven't really changed, but this is a good thing to know this is a good thing to know because things like this, to where you have one accent color set, it globally affects the entire site, which is fantastic. especially if you have, especially once you have your branding intact, you can click into any of these and match it up to your branding. That way you can use it throughout all the sites, buttons, navigation, colors, fonts. It's great. The other big thing is the header, of course. And with the header, a big thing that you have to remember is you need to delete and remove these, but you also have to delete and remove the transparent because it has a light and a dark transparent that you need to delete completely because Salient uses, especially if you want to use the unique transparent header. The other thing is that you want to make sure that you use the off-canvas navigation. You want to make sure that you label a behavior of some type, because I see that sometimes that a behavior and style. So you want to slide out from right, so it looks really cool, and separate down. I mean, all these look cool in their own way, but it just depends on how you're positioning it. It depends on how you want it to look, basically, to your audience. The other thing that is pretty new is a cool footer reveal effect. And it's something like this, basically. So I'm going to go to my blog. And you see we have like this is the footer reveal effect. I like it. I think it's pretty great. The only thing is you have to, once you click it, you just have to make sure that you do, that you understand like the amount of shadow you want on it. Large and same color as footer is probably the most popular if you use it, but you don't have to choose to either way. It just depends. So how do we use the My Templates feature, this feature, in the real world setting, and why would we use it? Well, so say after you edit all this, say there was a demo you uploaded and then you edited all that and you really liked it. What you do, you click on the row, you click on the pencil there, or pen, and you click on the top right, save as template, test 1, save changes, and it saves, what's great is it saves this section after you're done with it. It saves that version of that snippet that you did. And when you go to My Templates, it should be right there. So, and then all you do is you just add it. You can also delete it. You can add it there. And to any section of any page with any of your websites. And I just think it's fantastic, especially for freelancers on the go, or if you have your favorite, for different projects, but you have great elements that you've customized from Salient to further differentiate yourself from even the theme of Themenectar, so that it becomes more yours. And that's what I think is very beautiful. Another good reason to utilize Themenectar, or Salient with Themenectar. So next, I wanted to give you like a marketing tool set, a little toolkit, if you will. And last time I gave you just the names of everybody that I studied from and that I still study from to this day. But I'm going to add 2 more that I think are absolutely crucial and can help enhance everything. Last time, I believe it was just copy bloggers, copy hackers, and digital marketer, which are fantastic. But I want to add 2 more because I think it's really helpful. And hopefully by the publishing of this video, I'm going to have a whole greatest hits from each of these great resources in a blog of mine that you can also use as a tool, because they have an insane amount of information. So I'm going to try and do it to where it's like, if you're beginner, intermediate to advanced, something like that, and like a little glossary of my favorite picks that can help get you on where you want to go depending on your level. So yeah, I hope that helps. So let's go ahead and go to my let's go to a word on Salient again, and I have a special surprise for you on that. So a quick word on the support from Themenectar. So this is a issue that I had with the footer, and basically I just wanted to show you kind of the process behind it, which is really good. Um, the Tahir, who is one of the support managers, he gave me a good answer to the problem, but I kind of wanted I needed something else additional. And if this is good, because if he can't do it, then Themenectar will come in and help, and he will escalate it if it's needed. Which it's rare if it's needed, but it does. And if it does, then you have Themenectar responding. So I wanted to show people, one is that the author himself will respond and help you with the problem, and he is extremely knowledgeable, and I have almost never seen him fix a problem. I don't think I've ever seen him not fix a problem if it has to do with the theme. If it doesn't have to do with the theme, ultimately then that's not his responsibility. But if it does, I've never actually not seen him fix it, because he's extremely knowledgeable. But I would go through the support here first, and do that first, and then of course, if you need if it needs to be escalated, then it will. So I just want to go over that real quick. Okay, so some closing remarks on the genius of Themenectar once again. He is obviously evolving with the times. Themenectar is really not showing any signs of slowing down, and in fact, he's gotten better even with the new limitations, or not limitations, but rules and guidelines that Envato is, because you had to actually spread out all the plugins. It was like a new terms and conditions or something for theme authors, and it's just made the theme better. It's made it lighter. It's made it faster. And kind of calling back, in my original video, I spoke on the genius of Themenectar. I spoke on the genius, and in terms of how he makes it easy for you to design, and nothing really matters. I spoke a little bit about how nothing really matters. None of the flash or the beauty of the theme really matters unless you can focus on the branding, your audience, and how to position that brand for your audience itself. None of the design really matters until you understand that first, or if you can even have enough bandwidth to utilize that effectively with the design. And luckily, Themenectar does this in spades. He makes it extremely accessible and very easy to use. And I'm gonna talk about some of the comments he made, and I'll also copy and paste his actual comment into the description from Themenectar. But he said, "Dude, that was seriously cool to watch." He said, "I do put a huge emphasis on simplicity of the UX, in addition to focusing on coming up with fresh designs. My philosophy is that the power is only as useful as it is accessible. So I try and break down the options and interface in a way where it can be understood by as large of an audience as possible. I created Themenectar because of my passion for design, and I'm stoked that Salient is serving as a useful tool for you and many others. Thanks a lot for making and sharing the video with me. Stuff like this really makes my day. P.S. I checked out your lo-fi mix, really rad." Again, if you haven't checked out my lo-fi channel, you should check it out. It's pretty cool. Anyways, yes, so that is it. I appreciate you for bearing with me through this again. You guys are awesome. There was so many comments and great conversations last time. Let's talk about the new updates and the new stuff this time. Comment with any questions below that you have with the theme. I helped out a decent amount of people last time. I tried to help out everybody. So fire away. Let me know what any questions you have. I consider myself a veteran of Salient and Themenectar, and he knows me, and I know him, and I've been talking to him so much for years. So I know a lot about that theme. So thank you so much. I appreciate you for watching this video, and we will talk to you soon.